get your documents together, how important it is to keep them in a place where you know where they are, as well as learning to upload and download, get them to the companies that request them. We're going to go over our documents. In this section, we will go over the most commonly asked for documents. However, every company, every freight brokerage is different. Some may request different ones than others. But in this section, we'll go over the most common. Understanding the most important thing is to learn how to get them where they need to go and to make sure you have them on the ready, somewhere that you can access them in various ways. And again, for the purpose of this course, we are addressing operating a tractor trailer for interstate commerce. If you don't know if this applies to you or not, please check or get guidance from your local, state, Department of Transportation, and or the USDOT FMCSA website or their office. First, you want to have a copy of your DOT authority. We're going to show you a sample of it on the next slide. This is the most important document that you're going to have in your possession at any time. It should be in your truck. It should be on your person if possible. It's issued by the USDOT through the FMCSA, and it contains the date that you received your authority, your DOT number, and your road security. You want to make sure that you keep these numbers handy, and also when you're communicating with different companies, different freight brokerages, some will ask for your DOT number, and some will ask for your motor carrier number. I find the majority of them ask for the motor carrier number. And filling out a lot of online forms when you register with freight brokers. So make sure that there's somewhere you can get them very easily, whether it be a little sticky on your computer or whether it be a card that you keep in your wallet. And make sure you enter the number that they ask for, because if you enter the wrong number, you're just going to delay the process. This is your certificate from DOT or your authority letter. This is issued by the United States Department of Transportation, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. The most important parts of this document are by far your service date, along with your MC number and your DOT number. And you need to become familiar with probably your MC number more than your DOT number that they usually ask when you register with a freight brokerage for your MC number. I don't very often get requests for the actual certificate or the copy of it, but I do have it in my workflows. And you're going to need to know those numbers in order to fill out the registrations in order to create the broker. The next document is probably the most important document to your freight brokerage, and that would be your certificate of insurance. We're going to get a little bit into RMIS, which is a place where all this information on various motor carriers and trucking operations is kept like in this big database. And once that information is in there, you're very often not giving out copies of your certificates or other things like that. It's maintained on this database, and you can update it as necessary, but you should have a copy of your certificate of insurance. Some people call it your insurance declaration page. Typically, what you're looking for on this is not only your dates of when your renewal dates, but also the amounts as far as the coverages. Here's a copy of a blank certificate of insurance page. Actually, it's not blank, it's somebody's, but I got it off the internet. This is a Progressive policy. Here's your policy number up at the top. Very rarely do they ask for a policy number, but there it is. And here is your information as far as your coverages, what your coverage is, and your expiration date. So those are the things that you should be most familiar with. Down here will be the vehicles that are covered on that policy. I use this more often than not for a VIN number for the trailer, because sometimes they do ask for a VIN number for the tractor and the trailer. But the certificate of insurance or a copy of it is a good thing to have in your Word documents folder. The next document is probably the one that almost every freight brokerage will not something that can be kept through RMIS, and that is a signed and filled out W-9. We've given you the link on this slide. You can copy it down where you can find a PDF copy of a W-9 that you can actually fill out and print. You do need to keep a copy of that. Almost every freight brokerage will ask for that. This just tracks how much money they're paying you, and they will need to send you a W-9 at the end of the year so they're not taxed on the money that they pay you. If you have any questions regarding the W-9 and how it should be filled out, please check with your accountant or representative of the IRS. So this is what the W-9 looks like from the link that I put in the lesson. And you can fill the form out. The areas that are blue like this is where you can put your information in and make sure you fill all the blue areas out. If you have any questions regarding whether you want to put your social security number or your employer tax ID number, that's something you need to address with your accountant. When you're done with the form, you can print it up and you can sign it and date it. It doesn't matter that it's only dated one time. And then you can keep a copy of that, scan it back in, keep it as a PDF. So here's our basic list of documents. The most important is going to be your authority, your certificate of insurance, and your filled out and signed W-9. On this slide, there's some additional documents that may be required. Documents that are required occasionally, but not all the time, and a list of documents or things that you need to have once you actually do make an agreement or book a load. So we have been asked in the past for our federal tax ID notice from the IRS, which is something that you'll receive when you have applied for federal tax ID. So I keep a copy of that. The UCR registration certificate, I keep a copy of that as well. I have been asked for that on one occasion, as well as what they call a vehicle registration, and some freight brokers call it a cab card. So that may come up, and I keep a copy of that. You will need usually to know your vehicle VIN numbers, so I get that usually from my declaration page on my certificate of insurance. Once you do book a load, be prepared to give them the driver's name, driver's cell phone number. Be prepared to ask how the driver can be tracked, or if the driver will agree to download their app so that they can track the load. You'll need your trailer number, and you'll need your ELD provider. And one other piece of information that you almost always need, especially with your larger carrier type freight brokerages like Snyder, Warner, JB Hunt, you're going to need, and your larger freight brokerages like C.H. Robinson, you're going to need a notice of assignment if you factor loads, especially with the larger companies. All this is a notice that you want any payments that you receive from them for the loads that you haul for them to go to your freight factory company. If you do your own accounts receivable, you do your own billing, obviously you're not going to need this, but it's something that they want to keep on file to make sure that they send the payment to your factory company. And if you decide not to factor anymore with a particular company, be aware that you will have to get a notice from your factory company that you no longer are utilizing their services, and they will have to rescind that notice of assignment before the company will start sending you the checks instead of the factory. Once you send them that notice of assignment, they will continue to pay the factory company until you tell them otherwise. And if you have outstanding bills with the factory company will not release you from that assignment until those bills are paid in full. So I believe that we've hit on most of the documents that you will be required to produce or download or upload or make a copy of or send. I keep everything that I'm ever asked for in a folder in cloud storage. We actually use OneDrive, which is a Microsoft Office product, and it works really good. I can use it across all my devices. I update my copies, and I obviously also keep a copy of all those documents in a safe place on my PC, as well as a backup in another location. The reason that you do this is obvious. You'll never know you may be asked for a document. One place that you can simply upload and download it and retrieve it and use it is the best way to go. And most of your freight booking is going to be online, whether it be with your phone or whether it be online with an app, whatever. You're going to be asked for this documentation. We're going to get into RMIS. When we start talking about that, you'll find the amount of things that you need to forward to new freight brokerages is a lot less, but still, for other purposes of the business, it's good to keep all your docs, all your documents in a place that it can be obtained easily. Now I have a tip. If you as you're getting ready to search for loads or book loads online or with a freight broker, you're going to hear the term carrier packets. Carrier packet.
I don't know about everyone else, but I completely lost audio.
Yeah, my
Same
audio
here.
was gone as
I
well.
thought I was
Yeah.
the only one for a quick second.
Can't hear nothing. Yep.
Can you go back a slide? Can y'all hear anything?
Nope,
I
I have
can't.
nothing on my end.
Okay.
No.
Just making sure it's not me.
Nope.
Nothing on my end either.
What I did, I just took pictures of the slide before this and then this one as well.
Okay.
one of the things that makes this very easy to do is a company or a collective called RMIS. RMIS stands for Registry of Monitoring Insurance Services. In addition to having all these documents that we've been going over, most online freight brokers companies use RMIS for onboarding new carrier registrations. Registry of Monitoring Insurance Services is an integrated computer information system used to aggregate risk data and help decision makers evaluate business risk. This information includes risk exposure, protection measures, and risk management. This company is not only used in the trucking industry, but also in various other industries such as business and insurance. Basically, it's a collection of searches into databases that will tell a company or tell a decision maker at a glance what type of risk an individual or a company is based on the information that they can gather through government and other online sources. They maintain the information that you fill out initially, and they update it as you update the information. When you go to do a registration for the first time, if you are not currently enrolled in RMIS, they will ask you various questions, and they're usually related obviously to the trucking industry. They will ask you how many units you have, how many trailers do you have, what type of cargo do you haul. They may ask you what lanes you're hauling in. It just depends on the carrier and the information that they had asked for RMIS to store for them or to give to them. Therefore, you will get this information request every time you fill out a new carrier registration, because some carriers may request information that other carriers did not. Once you're sent this link, be very careful when you enter your information. Make sure that you have your contact details with regards to who handles your billing, who handles your dispatching, who handles your overnight or 24-hour dispatch calls. What are your telephone numbers? What are your email addresses? What are your addresses? All this information is something that you need to keep updated. And each and every time that you update this information, RMIS will send those people who subscribe to their service an update that basically says, hey, this carrier has updated their information. This is what has changed. Most importantly, it keeps track of your insurance. That is the reason that most motor carriers or carriers that are in the freight brokerage business or freight brokerages themselves utilize RMIS. If you have a small freight broker, a small company, sometimes they won't utilize the service because they do pay for that. So they will have other forms that you have to fill out that are very similar to RMIS and their survey. However, they are the ones that are going to want these documents that we put together because they don't have it in central location. At this point, you should now be familiar with what is involved in a carrier packet, what is included in it, whether or not you can prepare it and submit them by yourself without using an outside agency, what your loan brokers are going to expect with regards to the documents, so you're familiar with those terms. You've learned a little bit, have a review about what RMIS is and the importance it plays in registering with carriers. We've also given you an overview of what is involved in providing this information technically, and we've briefly identified issues that you may encounter, as well as terms that you can use and identify in the process of registering with a freight brokerage for the first time. In this section, we are going to go over freight loan basics. We're going to talk about some terms. We're going to define what a freight broker is, and we're going to talk about the importance and have a video on rate confirmations. Here are some load board terms that
Okay. We can go. Okay, so can everybody hear me?
Yes.
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 Yes, we can see.
Yes.
Okay. So Tia, Tia, the carrier packet is basically you're gonna get that from the broker. The broker is gonna give you the carrier packet that you're gonna have to fill out.
Okay.
Now I sent over in that email what a carrier packet looked like that you have to fill out
Mm-hmm.
that's not registered with RMIS. And you see it, I sent you one that's blank, then I sent you one that's actually filled out. Now you have to try to fill all that out within a matter of like 10 minutes, which is impossible to do. So that's why I strongly recommend that everybody only use brokers starting off that actually is registered with RMIS, because that's a simpler process and it's so easy to do. So I have a carrier that I'm about to set up with RMIS, and it's actually, I'm going to set him up with 3 different carriers. And about the amount of time that it may take me to do one broker that actually sit here and use the old fashioned way where I got to fill all this out, scan it and send it back to them. I'm going to be able to do 3 people in the RMIS system, 3 brokers for the same person.
Okay.
And you will see how easy it gets. Okay, so let me go in. So the first broker I'm going to use is TQL. Can y'all still see the screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So when you go to TQL, you want to go all the way, go to carriers and then get set up. So here, now this is what's going on. So this is how you know they are with RMIS. It will say down here at the bottom, right here. And you will see this little icon right here of this lady. So first step you're going to do is you're going to always, each broker setup is different. Some will ask for something that another one may not. So like with TQL don't ask for NOA. But Snyder, Siege, Robertson, Reiner, they all ask for that NOA. So now you're gonna go here, you're gonna click here, go to next. I'm not a robot. Next page. So here you always want to put interstate, because that means they're gonna go across state lines. So you click that. Now I'm gonna type in the MC number. So see here is letting me know that this is the driver. He passed qualifications to get set up with them. So you're always going to check the legal name here. Make sure that's the MC number. Address matches what's on the paperwork for the MC number. And over here too, you can always check to see how long they've been active. So he went active 3 days after Christmas. So here, you just go down here, go to next. Now here, right here, see over here is gonna say, are you working with a factoring company? You're gonna click yes. Then over here, you'll just go look for that factoring company. So he's with OTR. So mainly all your carrier is gonna be with OTR. So you would just go here and look for OTR Solutions. That's their new name. So once that populate, you will come down here. So as you see, they already have my contact already populated in here. So all I would need to do is just type in that. Then I would just go here. I would just put the same as that. Hit next.
What about your DUNS number that was on the previous page? Would you add that or not?
The who?
Your DUNS number,
You say my dad's number?
your DUNS number, it was on the.
Oh,
previous-
no, you don't have to.
Okay,
Because this is for that particular carrier. So that's basically stuff that they would add on if they want to, because you got a limited power of attorney. So you're basically just able to book loads and do like small little sign stuff. And the financial stuff with their business credit and all that, that's on them. You don't have nothing to do with that. You don't even want to get involved in that. So here you would just click no preferred lane. And you would just go over here, you would just type in one van and one power only. So the reason I did one van, because they're gonna have dry vans. Because the power onlys, you're gonna use dry vans with them. So that's why I just put one van and one power only. So that over here, you just pick one thing up out of here. Simple warehouse. Then over here, you'll just pick one thing like any certifications that they may have. You just click on it. They don't have any. So you just hit next. Now over here. Now, this is the one thing that everybody have to pay attention to. Where it says TQ payment terms, you always want to hit 28 days. The reason why, because remember, this person has a factoring company. So you want to always hit 28 days. Then here, you will want to go and get the email address, because if they do have to send them a check, that check will be emailed to that driver instead of you. So you can just come into your TMS system and you will be able to copy the email address. And then and then you make sure all these is no. Anyone in the company is permitted to receive a fuel advance com check? No. Drivers are permitted? No. Dispatch? No. So that way you're covering your butt. Then you just click next. Now, once you get to this point, all you're gonna do is just type in the information right there. So when you get to the W-9, and this is real important. So everybody get their pen and pad out. So, okay. When you get to this point, never put the driver's or the owner's name here. This is for the company name, and this is if they doing a DBA. So, and the reason I say that is because a lot of times you're gonna get a W-9 from a carrier, which is gonna have his name here, then his business name here. That's totally wrong. This is for a business, not for a W-2. This is a W-9 for a company. So you're gonna put right here the business name. If they're doing a DBA, you put that there. So next you will come here. You're gonna pick whatever it says on a W-9. So this guy is a LLC, and he's an S corp. And once you double check the address, and down here, your name should be here. All you do is just take your name out and you put their name there. Because this is their document. And then you just hit next. just go to next. What's going on? Oh, see, I forgot to put in the EIN number. So it won't let you go no further until you put that in. So y'all notice everything is already populating for me, right? Because I set him up with C.H. Robertson earlier today. So all that information that I already had, that I already put in with C.H. Robertson is automatically populating for me. So it's saving me time. So I'll just go to next. So as you see here, all his insurance is here as well. So all I would have to do is hit no, no, and no, and go to next. Now, as you see here, it's just basically giving me a little instructions on the insurance that he needs. So I will hit next. Always make sure this is checked off. Make sure that 28 days to pay, that's marked. 7 day and 1 day, leave those blanks because they have a factoring company. So what happens is if you check one of these and then they try to factor, let's say you do a quick day, you do the 1 day pay, and they got a factoring company. What happens is the factoring company and the broker is kind of confused. So they're going to wait. The factoring company is going to make you wait the 30 days to get paid. So you do the 28 days. What they're saying is the factoring company is willing to wait the 30 days and just give you an advance on that payment. So always click that because I have done that before where I clicked the 7 day or the 1 day was not paying attention and it kind of messed that driver up to where he had to wait 30 days and it was just a big mess. So don't rush through it. Take your time with it and just always make sure that 28 days payday. And after that, that's basically the only thing you really have to double check. And then you just come down here, you click there and make sure it says that exactly. I, Keith Barnett, am the dispatcher. So make sure it says that, because if it says anything else, you have to go back in there and redo everything because you should only be known as the dispatcher. You shouldn't be known as far as anything else. You have some dispatchers, they got them down as accountants and everything. That is so wrong. So once you check that, you hit go to next. And then here, submit. Once it gathers everything up. Now, when it comes to this is just like a little survey. So here you just go to next. Now, as you see here, I'm done. So he's already set up and everything. So I will get an email saying that, hey, this guy is set up and everything. So you're done with him. So now you will go to the next. The next person would be so you would come in here, you would do the same thing. So look here, you're going to come here, you're going to go to become a carrier. You click there. Click here, become a carrier today. So as you see, it's kind of different. But just make sure you check and see RMIS. Some may have it spelled out, some may have it abbreviated. So you hit go to next. Go there. So now this one's gonna be a little different. I want to see who can tell me what's gonna be different with this one. So here, everything is green, which is good. So see here, I gotta put my name. Make sure the title's right. No sales. Make sure this is right. Make sure that's right. No sales. No. Power only, so it would be the same as dispatch. And no. So once you do that, you hit next. So here you just answer these questions. Go to next. Oh, my bad. Okay, so here you just double check. So contact, phone number. Make sure this is right. Hit that, go there. So as you see here, it's a little different, but it's still the same. So here, no, no. And this would be, it's same as cargo. So this is gonna basically give you the same. Then you hit next. So you wanna make sure, remember, this is the S corp. So remember, I gotta put in the EIN number. Because remember last time I didn't put it in. So I'll leave my name here, right? Anybody?
Um,
No, you take yours off.
take yours off.
Thank you. I'm glad everybody paying attention. Check that. Now, so see, they got a different setup. So you want to do, what does TL stand for, y'all? Anybody?
I want to say trailer load, but I mean, I want to say full trailer load. Because I think the LTL is the light trailer, or basically a half a load.
Okay, you got the right meaning, but the right terminology. The TL stands for truckload. The LTL stands for less than truckload. You had the meanings, but you just had it in a different term. So you want to do both of these and power only. Cody, you here?
I'm here.
You ain't answering no questions, man. What's going on?
Ain't no questions to ask. You know, I know all this stuff already, boss.
Right. So okay, you want to pick what the cargo you're gonna carry. So always do electronics, food, household goods, then you want to do other. So that means you basically open yourself up for anything. Right here, you always put none. So if they have it, so basically if they do have this, you can get that directly to the broker. So here they got one power unit, and here you just put one drive in. Over here, you gotta have something. So you're just gonna put one company driver and one owner operator. Now, down here, kind of like just put no for everything, because if they do have their TWIC card, you can send that directly to, you can email that directly to the broker. Because a lot of this stuff you don't want to have on you. So you just basically get that from them when it's needed. Because like the TWIC card, you can just have them send you a copy of that and you can email that to that particular broker. So here you would just go to next. So here you are interested in the power onlys loads, and you would just hit next. Again, once you get to this part, you really don't have to do nothing but go down here and click here and go to next. Same thing here. So Tia, this is this is what they consider as a carrier packet.
Okay.
So you would get this from the broker. So here, now this is what is pretty much given if you're running loads in California. So if you're running loads in California, if you're not running loads in California, you would just hit no and hit no there. Because if you are running loads in California, they're gonna ask you for all this other stuff. So normally California, you can hit no and then just, if you do run to California, you run in and you run out.
So what's different about California? Why do they require extra steps?
Because it's
That's just
California.
California. That's just
Okay.
California.
I only know because I used to live there all my whole life and I'm no longer there. So it's California. California is like New York. They find any and every way to play with your booty hole till they get what they want and don't need half the shit that they ask for.
Yeah, California is that's just them.
If you don't know about California, you'll find out.
Real
Right.
fast. Big fast.
Right.
We are all
California,
breed out here.
California is
Y'all
It
ahead
is-
of the game, boy. Y'all- Between card, then y'all tandem laws. They do not play over there, buddy.
yeah, and they would mess you up. California is So here you will want to do standard, and then here pay my factoring company. So remember, you don't want to do that quick pay. You want to do standard terms, 30 days. Then when this drop down, you go to my factoring, my factor. So you're going to click there. Now you're going to find your factoring company in here. So in some cases, you may get with OTR, you may have OTR Solutions or you may have OTR Capital. It depends because they didn't change it. They just recently changed their name from OTR Capital to OTR Solutions. So they're both the same company. Some brokers just hadn't updated their system yet. So you would go here. So what's different, y'all? What is it asking me for now?
The NOA.
Update
Exactly.
or upload file.
Exactly. So now what I have to do is go to the factoring company. So you will go to OTR and you see here OTR Solution, formerly OTR Capital. So you will come in here. So I'm going to come in. I'm gonna go here to main. Now I'm gonna go in here and get the the NOA for this driver. So I'm gonna come here, click there. So now all I need to do is just type in that particular carrier. And I believe it's, oh, well. So I would get report. So here, once I got the report, I would click there. I'm gonna download it. So once I download it, I'm good. I can come out of there. I will go to my files. Okay, it's been uploaded. Now we'll just come here. Now I'm done. So I'm done with that one. Now let's check and see if I got any emails about the ones that I already set up with them. So I should have some emails. Yep. So you see here, TQL. So the next one going to come through is going to be Snyder. So you see how simple it is when you're doing it this way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Instead of trying to fill out all these papers and then you got to scan them, send them back. And also you have to get in contact with the insurance agency to even get these to get this. And while we're here, before I go to this next load, I'll show you exactly what it looks like. When I say all you add is RMIS as a certificate holder. So as you see here, can you see it? Let me zoom in some for you. Is that better?
Yes.
So you see here, he added RMIS as a certificate holder. So every broker that I set him up with, I don't need to add TQL. I don't need to add CH Robinson, Coyote. I don't need to add none of them. As long as it says RMIS, Coyote, TQL, all of them are going into the same database at RMIS and pulling all that insurance information.
Okay.
So look at RMIS like TransUnion. If you're going to buy a car or a house and they actually go in there and they start typing in your credit, they're not going to pull from every particular bank you worked at. They're going to just pull from TransUnion, Equifax, and that's where they're going to get your information from. Experience, they're going to get that from those places. So RMIS is the same. So the brokers that's using them, they pull it directly from them. So now let's do Reiner Transportation. So same thing here. Click here.
Come on.
So as you see here, same thing. It's all green.
I have a question.
Yes.
I hope this, I'm not going to, it may be a crazy question. Why so many different platforms? I mean, explain that to me. Like Ryan's Transportation, Snyder, and then I don't know if that's really a question.
Those are
I'm just
Well,
trying to make sure I'm
everybody,
following.
these are different brokers.
Okay. I'm just making sure I'm following right.
Yeah, these are all different brokers.
Okay.
So these are all different carriers, but they all use the same platform. So you look at like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, the credit unions. When they're trying to pull your credit, they all go to that same one place to get that credit information. So they all RMIS, all these brokers are using RMIS to store that data. Because like big companies like this, if they was giving out forms and all of that, they would have to have a whole nother department. So this basically cut costs for them. And RMIS does that paperwork for them.
Okay, got it.
So basically now you're noticing that all my information is already in here. Have y'all noticed? Have y'all seen this? All my information is still in here.
Yes.
So I don't have to do anything, but basically just put my name here. And then answer the question right here. The factoring company, I hit yes. So now I'm going to look for OTR. Now, one thing, now this is how my wife does it. She would literally just type in OTR. She would just type in OTR. I don't know how she just pull it up real quick, but I guess it's one of those.
So we can type in OTR capital and it'll bring it up like that, or will
Yeah, it
not?
would bring it up. It would actually bring it up. But
Okay.
I don't know how she do it. She do it, and I'm like, how you do that? And I'm steady strolling through, so I stick with what I know. But yeah, you can
Our
type it
habits
in.
are faster for us.
Yeah, you can type it in, it'll come right up. But you notice here, Reiner still got OTR Capital.
Yeah.
So they haven't updated it yet, but it's still the same company. So here, once all this is filled in and everything, you will just go to next. So
Pay to email is incorrect.
right, it shouldn't be no email in there. So as you see, now they want to know if it's assignment, but you see how every broker platform is different. Because remember, TQL didn't even ask me for a NOA, but Snyder waited until I got all the way to the end to ask for the notice of assignment. Now Reiner, the very next page, they asking for the notice of assignment. So, Biggie, I'll just go in here. Hold on one second. Okay, so I'm going into OTR. Okay, perfect. Adrian, you ain't got your mic on, so you're gonna be the one to tell me what to do.
Oh, Lord.
So now what I do?
From the reports filter?
Yeah, what do I do?
Oh, I guess select.
Oh, that was an easy choice. So what do I pick here?
Assignment notices.
Okay. Now which one is the client? Which one is the customer? What do I do?
That's the driver, right?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, so click select for the client. And Ruben, yeah, that guy.
Okay, so now what I do? Just type in
Yeah. Ryan, the broker, right?
I don't know. You tell me.
Ryan,
Oh,
Ryan
oh,
Transportation.
oh, Ryan Transportation. Okay, get before it.
Okay. Now you want to make sure this is right. Ryan's Transportation Service.
Mhm.
Make sure it's signed. When you stroll down, always make sure it's signed. Then you would just hit,
PDF.
yep.
When you hit that PDF, you take it directly down from your downloads to find it fastest.
Yep. So I
Okay.
would just do the, so actually what the quickest way to do it is your quick access right here. And it would be right there. So that's the last thing that you pulled up, that you download would be right there.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at.
Yep. So that's just a quicker way to do it, because if you got a lot of files, you're going to be strolling all through that stuff if you go the other way. So you would just come here next. Once that notice of assignment is uploaded, you just go to next. Remember, you're going to always check here. Check the bottom. Now, one thing I want to really express. If you just bored and you click this, it's going to print all this stuff out. So really be careful. Do not click that print agreement, because it's going to print all this junk out. You're going to have a stack of paper that you don't even need. So next, you would just go to next, next step. So see, it would print all this stuff out.
Scratch paper.
Yeah, basically. So here you would just hit no, because you don't need no general liability coverage. You don't need that, and you don't need workman's comp. So the drivers don't need that stuff. So you just hit no. Then you would just go to next. And this will come up until the paperwork, until RMIS actually have it in there. Then once they have that paperwork in there, it will actually come up and say, there's no need for you to update insurance information, anything. So this is just something that is on the insurance company. Once the insurance company send it over to RMIS, it's up to them when they're going to submit the paperwork in. So now, Adrian, you just don't learn, do you? So what I do now?
Okay, so the name, you're gonna put the company name, which is that Ruben guy.
Okay, what's next?
And then you're gonna choose the tax classification for
Which
number 3,
is?
LLC.
Okay.
And then
What?
you said the tax classification was S Corp,
Okay.
and then the EIN.
I'm done.
No, the name.
What name? When you said
the-
business name?
Your name.
Let her
It's
do it, y'all.
Sorry.
Keith Barnett, you need to put his name. That's where you're utilizing the power of attorney. You're putting his name in.
What is his name? Donald Trump? Huh?
Oh, the Ruben guy, right?
I don't know. You telling me. No, y'all let her do it, because she's gonna be doing this by herself. So she got to know what to put. So what do I put?
You put
Donald Trump?
no. You
Your
put
name?
the carrier's name, right?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah.
The carrier's name?
You put
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
No, she got it right. Y'all, she got to do this on her
Okay.
own, because None of us is gonna be with her when she doing this by herself.
I'm calling you, Keith. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm changing my number.
Okay,
So,
No,
that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
right.
so am I finished?
Yeah.
No,
Or are you done?
but what about, I thought we had to fill in the business name parts. Can you scroll back up? Maybe I'm
You mean if he had a DBA?
The business
right
name is
here,
number
number
one.
2.
Number one is the business name. See,
Right.
that's what I was telling you earlier.
Okay,
Now, unless they got a business ass.
Right. Doing
Right.
business as.
Right.
okay.
So Adrian, I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Sharon, since you wanted to jump in all the time, what I do here?
Well, you're gonna put in there what type of vehicles he has, such as well, I mean, check the type of vehicle he have, like a drive van, a reefer.
So I have a quick question. Keith,
Uh-huh.
when you went through this the first time, why did you not pick any reefer? You specifically did do dry van only.
Well, okay. So I have 2 truck drivers in here. I have Cody and I have Dusty. And the reason why I picked that is because a reefer, there's a little bit more insurance that need to be done to
Okay.
that. So you got to have like non-trailer, you got to have breakdown insurance, breakdown trailer insurance. There's a lot of extra stuff that goes into it. And normally a lot of carriers, they don't have that insurance unless they specifically is running a reefer load or they have a reefer.
Okay.
Normally everybody's doing dry van.
Got it.
Okay, Sharon, I'm back.
Okay, put truckload dry
Okay.
and less than
Still-
truckload. They still do less than truckload, correct?
I don't know. You tell me. You my dispatcher.
Yes, they can do less than truckload because they can have more than one company they are delivering a load for
Okay.
on a less than truckload. Okay, and let's see. I don't know about that bulk dry, not sure.
Other.
Other,
So you say do other?
yes,
Okay.
we'll take other. And
Okay. So
then
I'm finished over here or I'm
Uh,
done here?
Yes, I would say yes, unless they do intermodal. Some people do like intermodal would be like the ports. Correct?
You tell me. You my dispatcher. What you think?
We can put intermodal. Yes,
Mm-mm.
No.
no,
No.
okay,
So we done here? So I
yes.
can go and
What
No,
about
go to
go
next?
back up.
No,
No.
Don't
Choosing-
nobody say nothing but her.
No,
choosing
I was just
commodities
reading.
that they can carry?
That's what I was reading.
Oh, over here.
Yes.
Okay. So what shall I put?
You can put choose, you got drive-in, you can put electronics, let's see, manufactured products, plastics, metal,
Mm-mm.
I'll tell you,
textiles.
she can put, you can put that,
Yeah, you can put,
you
yeah,
can, because you're gonna be carrying some things as metal,
right.
and you may be carrying a lot of just plastic bottles, empty
Eh,
plastic bottles.
Yes. You can put textiles, wood products, beverages, building materials, dry bulk. Well, I don't know if that's considered as a food item or not, but Anyway.
Yeah, but also food too, because remember, in household goods. So food can be dry food or stuff like that. So those are things that you can also have as well.
General freight.
I was gonna say, so what would a general freight consist of? I'm just curious.
Like
General freight
God,
is the basics.
right,
General
that's the
freight is the
basic.
basic because when you filing for your authority, these questions on what you gonna haul is determines what your insurance gonna be. So
Right.
usually you just do general freight. So if you select any of these other things, a lot of times you got to make sure that they got it also selected on the authority too, because they might not even be assured to haul those type of things.
Yep. And also, too, a lot of times, some of this stuff that the brokers have on there, they're kind of like broke it down in that general freight. Because when you apply for your stuff, like Cody was saying, it's just general freight. So it never really give you a full definition of what general freight is.
Okay, I had to
Look out for
ask
that.
because I'm looking at the list, but I'm saying, okay, that's general. So what is general? What does that consist of? Because general is electronics. It's just categorized all as electronics. It's not
Right.
a mix.
But with the FMCSA, general freight is just general freight. It doesn't break it down like how it's on here.
Right.
But like he was saying, a lot of this stuff, you got to have insurance for it because it's certain electronics you got to have insurance for it. There's certain household goods you got to have insurance for it. And a lot of times, like with the household goods, with the FMCSA, that's a whole different entity. So you need to have a different type of insurance for that.
Okay.
But with certain brokers, the household goods may be some stuff that you're picking up from a Target warehouse or something. So it kind of, all this basically really goes under general freight. It's just like, it's itemized everything. It broke everything down. But just like Cody was saying, this is certain things you got to have certain insurance for. You have to have that insurance for it.
Okay.
It's really crazy how they stuff certain things are labeled. But when they call the insurance company, they're gonna ask them like, what are you hauling? What specifically are you hauling? And then you're gonna have to kind of like break it down because they're gonna ask you, well, they're gonna ask them certain questions like, are you hauling this? Are you hauling that? And that may not, some of this stuff that's on here may be separate insurance by itself.
Right.
Yeah, it's the automotive.
Right.
Like the US mail.
Or
exactly.
Furniture is another one because they can't carry. That's separate, isn't it? Like, yeah. Okay. So moving right along, paper product, US mail.
And that would be it.
That's it. Yeah.
So you don't have to carry a special insurance for US mail?
No.
Okay.
Okay, Sharon. We ain't done.
Okay.
Nice try.
Okay. So how many tractor power units the driver may have?
Okay, so that would be one.
And company drivers, how many drivers?
That would be one.
Guess they have no teams, huh?
Nope.
And one owner operator.
Yep. So we done?
Actually, you can really put if they have a TWIC card, because some of this stuff might go to like a chemical plant.
Yeah, but with that TWIC card, you kind of just want, when it's needed, you just email that directly to that broker.
What, the TWIC card?
Yeah. You just email that directly to that broker.
Okay.
Because it's a lot easier to do it that way. Instead of trying to keep that TWIC card on you. and then something happens, you let them worry about that. And when it comes that time to get that TWIC card, the broker asks you, hey, do you got a TWIC card? Yeah, he got a TWIC card. I can email it to you right now.
Okay, just a picture of it, because they
Right,
wouldn't-
exactly.
they would need it to get inside
Exactly.
the facility.
Oh, damn it. I forgot about this. This is where you're going to want to have your driver. Everybody is different. So with them, they want to know where you're going, your destination. So you can just make anything up. You can just put anywhere because round trip, yes. Contact. Equipment, van, email, at same thing. I know he's in Florida, so destination Texas, because that's probably as far as he's gonna go anyway. Round trip, yes, same thing. Equipment, van, email. Go to next. Same thing. So you want to go here. Oh boy, boy, boy. So pick Jacksonville. Pick Texas, something in Texas, Waco. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
All of this that you're selecting for all these places, he's only doing one load for this person. Why just selecting all these different places?
Because it's just one load. They're not doing just one load. I mean, this is a broker that you're going to set him up with so he can get multiple loads when the loads are available.
Oh, okay.
So when they have those lanes available, then that's what they pull from, correct?
Correct. Well, this is kind of like a resume for him to see like, oh, okay, you going here, you going there. And a lot of times some of these brokers in this company may be looking for a load. So you as a dispatcher, you may be getting a call from somebody that's from Reiner saying, hey, I noticed that you haul loads for us before and I see you haul this and you haul that. And they will call you.
Okay.
Because a lot of times they're not putting this stuff on the load boards, or if they put something on the load board, it's not getting no hits. Nobody is inquiring about it. They'll start making phone calls saying, hey, look, you done this load for us before. Are you willing to do this load here? And you could actually be like, how you get my number? And they'll let you know, we got it from here.
So basically they do it in-house first before even throwing it to the load board.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, carrier questionnaire.
Yeah, this is
This is just a questionnaire so they can send a bunch of spam to you.
Yep, exactly.
So if this is not really needed, why the hell is it part of their little shenanigans?
Yeah, I was just about to say, because it's just like when you check out from Target. They
Yep.
ask you if you want to sign up for such. As soon as you put your name, email address, and that, they get in all the algorithms gonna tell them exactly what you buy, so they know how to market to you.
Yep. So as you see, I'm done. I'm finished. So I'm gonna set him up with all these carriers. So he's done.
I'm really amused by the part where you kept putting, I do not operate in California.
Oh yeah, you have to. You have to, because I mean, if you send your driver to California, trust me, he's in and out. I send a driver to California, trust me, he's there. He got a better chance of finding Tupac before he sit there and find out where the nearest, who got the best hot dog. He's not going to be there that long. He's literally in and out.
That's how it always was for me.
Yes. We all know California is no joke.
Well, no, not only that, you can't even be an owner operator in California anymore.
No, you can't.
So if you had an owner operator business, you basically your business just went down the toilet, for lack of better words.
I thought they were going to other states.
Exactly, but if your business was based in California, period, point blank, and you've been there for X amount of years, and with the law they just passed,
Mhm.
you could have been there for 20 years and had a booming business, and because of what they just passed, you shit out of luck. Unless you move to another state, you're shit out of luck. There's
I think I need to be updated on that business, on that information.
AB5.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
This is the
AV5
part I
got
like of
passed.
it. Wait, everybody just start talking about anything. Go ahead, y'all. Keep on.
Well, it was just funny because I'm listening to what you're saying, but at the same token, we bash in California. Don't get me wrong, I love my home state, but it's just a lot of things I wouldn't go back and do. And opening up a business in California is not one of them, especially if it was in a transportation industry.
Yeah, California got some stuff going on.
Yeah,
I did not mean to start this, Keith. Go right on ahead.
Oh no, you good. You good. Dusty, this is every Wednesday, so you good. I'm finished anyway, so this is the part where the questions come in and everybody asks like their questions.
I got a question.
Of course you do.
So when you was choosing S Corp, you got that information from the W-9 he sent you?
Yes. So let me show you the W-9. Yes. He actually sent me over his W-9. And it was actually everything that I need is in the TMS system.
Okay.
So see, here's his W-9. Oh, my bad. That was the so let me go to the TMS.
That looked a lot different from my W-9.
I know, right? Okay, so here we go. So Ruben. So see, when he do his W-9, it'll be right here. When he sent it to me. So you'll see right here, S Corp, you see it?
Yep.
So when he sent it over, he just sent everything over. And then he sent over his insurance. I just haven't transferred over to a new carrier yet. So see, this is an old copy. So see right here, he got the Florida Department of Motor Vehicle as a certificate holder. But I needed RMIS, so he emailed me a new copy with the RMIS.
I have a question about the RMIS.
Yes.
So, okay, so let's say we got a client now, or how do you even know? Do you get on the sign them up for the RMIS first? Or are we gonna have that like on your desktop or something? Or you have to sign up for first and then put them into it, then add them in there? Or they may be already signed up. Some of them may be already signed up with it, but what if they're not? And you
So,
wanna.
okay. So the best way you will find out if they're signed up with RMIS is like if they're doing like, when you ask them, have you done Amazon? Have you done Convoy, like Uber Freight? Those places require RMIS off back. Now, if they don't, and you'll know when they send you their insurance over if they're actually with RMIS. Now, if they're not with RMIS, you just tell them, look, I need you to add RMIS as a certificate holder. And when you add RMIS as a certificate holder,
Mhm.
normally the factoring companies pretty much already know about RMIS because
Mhm.
it only can come from the factoring company to go to RMI. I mean, the insurance company to go over to the RMIS.
Okay.
So the insurance company has to send it directly to RMIS. It only can come from them. It cannot come from you or the driver.
Mhm.
So normally what I do is once I have the driver,
Mhm.
I tell the driver, look, I need you to add RMIS, add them, and this is what I need you to add to your insurance.
Mhm.
Then I just tell them once the RMIS send it over to you, forward me a copy of it.
Okay. And they're just adding them as the holder.
Right. They're just gonna add them as a certificate holder. That's it. And once they add RMIS as a certificate holder, pretty much just like I did now, I did
Mhm.
all of those different brokers. It saves you a lot of
Mhm.
time because
Oh, yeah.
I can
Definitely.
show you. I can actually show you exactly what it looks like if you have to go in here and get a load. I mean, do one yourself
Mhm.
from a broker that's not using RMIS.
Okay. What'd you
So
post?
welcome to the fun because you're about to be like, oh my God.
Oh, it definitely saved me from 4 or 5 different color-coded folders.
Oh yeah. And the real bad part is it may not even be the time that you're spending on filling everything out, but getting in touch with the insurance agent
Right.
to add that broker as a certificate holder.
Right.
And then if depending on like right now, ain't no insurance agents open right now.
Right.
So you'll be waiting all day tomorrow, be trying to do this. So that would cut in. I mean, that honestly cuts into half of your day just alone, just trying to get that stuff straightened out.
Yeah, it took me a while to reach the insurance company a couple of times for a couple guys
Yep.
because they didn't even have, I didn't even know. I heard of the RMIS, but they didn't have it. So then I was on the phone for a while.
Yep. So this is something that you would get from a standard broker. Cody, bringing nightmares back to you, huh? Cody,
Yes, sir.
this bringing nightmares back to you, ain't it?
Oh man, you talking about some
Trying to fill all this out.
copy paste, copy paste.
Yep. Yes.
I could bet.
So look, you got to fill all this out now. And this is the crazy part. They want you to fill all this out in 10 minutes. And you still got to get in touch with the insurance agent. So you got to you got to fill all this out.
It's
You
definitely more than 10 minutes.
Yeah. Then you got to send over these documents. So you got to actually send over a copy of the W-9. You got to send over the copy of the insurance with them as a certificate holder. And you got to send a copy of the MC authority.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to send all this over. And they want you to do all this in a matter of 10 minutes. So that's why I say it's better to use RMIS so you don't have that issue.
Right.
So once you got RMIS, you don't have to go through those problems. You're pretty much good. You're done. You're on your way. Just like I've done those few, I did what? Tonight I done 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 4. I set them up with 4 different carriers tonight. Now, here's the thing too. So I want everybody to look at this. This is what it would look like too if you try to set your carrier with a company that use RMIS, but they don't qualify yet. This is what you're going to get. So you will get this right here. So let's go here. So this is still RMIS, remember, right here. So you just click there. So you're just gonna type in his MC number. So see, it's telling me right there, he don't qualify. See, he gotta have authority active for 30 days.
Okay.
So it's gonna give you the heads up, and then that's gonna let you know, like, okay, in 30 days, I know. So right here, it's gonna let you know, look, he got active on the 29th, on the 28th. So on the 28th of this month, you can set him up.
What
So
kind of-
everybody is totally different, right? So everybody is different. So you can come here and you can look at, let's see. So I'm just gonna, that Coyote was 30 days, right? So we're just gonna go right down the line. So set up new carrier. So remember, right here, you see RMIS.
Mhm,
And remember, you see that lady?
mhm.
Click there. So we're just gonna type in the insurance, the MC number. See, you got to be 60 days in with them.
Hmm.
So when you see this big red bar across, 9 times out of 10, that's what it's letting you know, like, no, they don't qualify yet. Now, we got one more. So let's go here. So let's just type in AMC number. Now remember, we see her, right?
Mhm.
So what that mean?
RMIS.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you click there. Oh, damn, see, 90 days.
Very day.
I have a quick question for you on this.
Yeah. Mhm.
All of this that you're doing right now, that you're showing us right now, are you
Right.
just, are you just picking carriers that you can, I'm sorry, brokers that you can try to sign them up with, and if it works, you just sign them up and it's done?
No, these are actually brokers that I use and I work with, and I know the
Okay.
days. I know the days of each one. So I
I
know
was
it.
curious about that. I'm going, wait a minute, he's just picking a bunch of brokers and,
No.
well, okay.
No, these are the brokers that I use
These
on the
top
regular.
tier, these top tier brokers. That's why you say on the weekend he try to go ahead and sign up for his new carriers, so he already have out the way because he gonna come across them whether you like it or not when he try to book loads for them through that week. It's unavoidable for these brokers, especially when you're dealing with a dual authority. These are the ones that you want to deal with, so you go ahead and sign them up so you get that out the way.
Okay.
Thank you, Cody. I couldn't say it no better. Thank you, brother. So now, and like these brokers here also, like he said, these are you're not going to get away from them, but these are the ones you really want to work with anyway, because these are the ones that got the better loads and the best paying loads, and you know your factoring company is going to work with them. And they work with new authorities, like he said. So thanks, Cody. Ugh. Thank you, Cody. Is he there?
I think he stepped out for a minute.
No problem, no problem, no problem.
And Dusty, so you got an email this morning. So right here, this is another thing too. I need you to go into back here and set this up. So at Microsoft Teams, you got an invite.
I did. I was not exactly sure about it. I've never received that before. And I thought at the end of all of this, I'd ask you what that was.
Yep. So it's this right here. So this is what this is. So like you were saying, you thought I was just randomly picking people. So you're going to see exactly what's going on with this, because these brokers, I know which brokers you can get set up with, like right now. So here, you will go here to 164 brokers list. So actually in here, you're gonna have a list of 164 brokers. All these brokers are brokers that's actually you can work with and that's actually works with these factoring companies. So over here, it tells you exactly what days you need to be at, how long that carrier need to be active to work with that particular broker.
So the max is, oh, I was gonna say the max is 180, but I see one that say 365.
No, you got some in here, they want a whole year.
Mm.
Hey Cody, isn't it one that actually want 2 years?
Okay, now when it comes to that, you got ones that say a month, ones that say 3 months, ones that say 6, ones that say 90, ones that say a year. Then you got the ones that say, oh, you haven't had an inspection yet.
Oh,
Or we're not signing up new carriers right now.
Yeah.
So it's different variables to it. Every broker got their own little thing. So it is what it is.
And also too, a lot of these brokers, like he said, they got their own little thing, but a lot of them, when they're in desperate need, they will override, or you need 180 days or you need 90 days. They will override that because they need that load move.
So with that being said, too, it's also always nice to ask,
Yep.
can you ask the customer will they override it?
Yep.
Because sometimes it's up to the customer. Sometimes it's the customer that's giving them that.
Yeah.
So sometimes the customer override it. I did that one time with Kings of Freight, I believe, but it only happened one time, and they required a year, and we override
And
it.
Pepsi did it too. I've done that with Pepsi one time. I've done that with Pepsi.
so ask them.
Because like he say, it's not always the brokers, like he was saying, it's sometimes it's the customer, it's the shipper. Just like you're gonna have a broker that tell you you need a trailer no more than 10 years old. And
Wow.
yeah, so
Yeah, Uber's real common for that one.
who?
Uber Freight.
Yeah, see. So yeah.
You gonna realize real early that these brokers out there, they know everything, but they do not know everything, man. You get to the shipper, it's a whole nother thing. So it's all, hey, ask plenty of questions, but you know, you gonna have to finesse it a little bit. But if you don't know what to ask, you ain't gonna get it.
Yeah, and that's a valid point, because sometimes, especially in this business here, a closed mouth don't get fed. So you have to look at it like this.
Right.
The less you ask for, the less you're gonna get. But the more you ask for, you got a better chance at getting it, because trust me, they're not just gonna be up here volunteering like, oh yeah, here, take this. No, if you don't ask for it, they're not gonna give it to you. And a lot of times when you ask for certain things, you kind of like got them in a catch-22, because they're not sure like if you seasoned or you new. So they're like, oh damn, they know what they're talking about. And this is truly one of those things where you can fake it till you make it. As long as you got confidence and you know how to talk to these brokers and don't back down, and you show them, hey, look, I'll walk away. They're willing to work with you, because as long as you got that attitude, you need me more than I need you, that broker will fold before you do.
Mhm.
So a lot of times you have to show them like, oh no, well, I'm gonna pass on that. 9 times out of 10, that broker would be like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. How much you need? What was you just gonna say, Cody?
That's why you don't want to get with a desperate carrier, because now you're trying to find a specific lane for them, and they can read that desperation on in your voice. So when you got a carrier that's willing to go anywhere, then you got the chips in your pocket. But you might been on that low boy for 2 hours because you're trying to get him home, because you want to be home every week. And them brokers can read that, and then they not going to negotiate with you.
And also too, you got to think about, and also this too, you have to express to that carrier, do not book no loads. Don't be looking at that load board, because you'll have that carrier sit there and book a load, and then you see that same load and you're calling in for it, and you get that MC number, and that broker will be like, oh, well, they on the phone. I just spoke to that person. Like, you couldn't have. Yeah. You call your carrier and be like, hey, did you just talk to such and such? Yeah, I did. And I was calling you. Well, I could have got 1,100. You settled for 7. Because they're quick to say, well, he said 7. No, man. Well, 11. Well, I would have gave you 11, but he agreed to 7. You'd be like, dude, you done left $400 on the table. And all they can say is, well, you know, I saw it and I didn't want to lose it. And you'd be like, dude, do your part. Drive the truck. Let me do my part.
Right.
Any other questions? Dusty, you new? T?
I want to ask you a question, boss. You say you only stick to the East Coast. Like, how far west do you do? Like Texas and back?
I didn't say I stick to the East Coast.
I mean the West Coast. You say you only stick to the West Coast. Like, how far east do you go? Like Texas and Kansas, Missouri.
Well, me personally, I send them wherever they want to go. But I know that a majority of them don't want to do New York or whatever, or New Jersey. So I don't try to find nothing up there. But hell, I'll send you to Alaska if you want to go there. I'm not driving the truck. I'm just getting paid for it.
I know that they got a lot of stuff coming out of Baltimore headed up to Pennsylvania. There's a driver like about, I guess we got 1,000 feet of driveway, and he's up at the top when you get up there. And he drives from here to Baltimore, pick up in Baltimore, drop off in Pennsylvania all the time. His stuff be waiting like the carriers. They don't have to worry about their load. So he's always gone. And he always say, they have a lot of sheet metal, stuff like that to carry on he has a flatbed 48.
Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason.
With
That's the reason.
Yeah. And
you know about that?
Baltimore and Pennsylvania connects. So that's a reason. That's just like if you're in Florida, you're gonna find something going to Georgia, Louisiana, because that's
Alabama.
In Alabama, because that's their reason. Yep. So you in the Northeast. Pennsylvania is pretty much unavoidable in the Northeast. So
and Virginia. And Virginia.
Baltimore, Virginia, West Virginia, Connecticut, all those connect. So it's gonna always be freight in those regions. So now the hardest thing too is like, say for instance, you got a driver on the East Coast and you get him on the West Coast. Now you got to get him back to the East Coast. So it's not now you out of their region.
Like
so
I'm like 2 hours from Baltimore. Virginia, I'm closer to Virginia than 2 hours.
And one thing about Pennsylvania too, they right there by Ohio, and Ohio's got some of the best rates right now. So
yes, they do.
You in a good region.
Yes,
it's just that you're dealing with mountains and a lot of tolls.
And Tennessee. Over there in Tennessee too.
And just like Florida, the more you go south in Florida, the higher it's gonna be paying, because coming up is gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Like, in Baltimore, going up they're gonna pay, because coming back down is gonna be hard.
Yeah.
You can go to Maine all day, but you better hope you can get you something good coming down.
Yeah, because ain't nothing in Maine.
What if you go like you go from Baltimore to Pennsylvania or Maine, like you say, you get a good load going in, and then you got to go from Maine over to somewhere else or right there at Maine, and then you pick up a little more money there, and then come from wherever else you at back to wherever you want to go. I mean, it's like I don't know if was it backhauling or tri-hauling or something.
Backhaul.
That's the thing with Maine. With Maine, 95 is the only flat land you're gonna get. Because if you try to go to Maine or New York, you're gonna get nothing but mountains and little states and little cities. And there ain't no interstate that's gonna take you from Maine to New York like that. So like that's why, like, when you go to Maine, you know what I'm saying, you might can get like a water load or something, come back down to New York, New Jersey, or whatever. But
Mhm.
but good luck with that, because there's plenty of people that get stuck up there thinking they're gonna get $3 coming right down, but you back at a $2. So you get paid $3-4 going up, but you ain't gonna get $3-4 coming right down unless you lucky.
Yeah,
So
because
there,
that's just like Colorado. You go up into Colorado, you're gonna get something good going up there, but coming back down, if you even find something coming out of Colorado, because you may have to deadhead 300 miles just to get something.
so on
So
our main road there, there's always reefers and flatbeds and vans, nothing but those three, all kinds of trucks just back and forth. I mean, up and down the road up there. Like, it seems like they need a road of their own because it's so many trucks.
isn't
And I'm
it
like,
trees up there that way? It's a lot
uh,
of trees and stuff up that way, right?
well, we're surrounded by trees and water right here.
Where you from?
I'm in Aquasco, Maryland.
Cool.
I moved from Laurel. I'm almost 2 hours from Baltimore and maybe 25 minutes to Virginia. But there's a lot, near the Patuxent River, more closer to the Patuxent River. Like, I can go out back and there's a river out there.
Are you
So,
close to the ocean?
before I go across the ocean. When we drive down 2 minutes down the street, you can go across
You
that
in Maryland?
river. Yes, Aquasco. So one side sits like, there's Virginia out, it's like 5 different sections of this area out here. Mostly by water. Patuxent River, Benedict. I
How
forgot the
come you
name
was
of
from Norfolk?
me, Norfolk, Virginia.
Yes.
How far am I?
Yes.
I don't know, maybe 3 hours. My nephew is stationed down there, so maybe about 3 hours, I guess.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm an hour away from that.
you in a good area. I mean, like if we try to get trucks in your area specifically, you are in a good area. Northeast
I
got
was
some
saying it
money.
to say, when he asked everybody pick what area, I'm just like, I guess this is the only area I know other than out of state or whatever, and I know my mom's house is in Georgia and I'm at Carnage and I see trucks everywhere down there.
Yeah, you're in a good area. As long as you stick with those dry vans, reefers, like
Mhm.
Keith's telling you, you good.
Mhm.
But box trucks, yeah, Amazon is the only thing they can do with that.
Wait a minute, Cody. Cody, I'm sorry. Cody.
Huh?
I'm sorry. What did you call me?
Kevin, Keith, man,
Man, look, I never heard you call me by my first name. It's always been Mr. Barnett. That's why I'm like, wait a minute, what did he say?
yeah, because I keep on forgetting your first name. I know it starts with a K, because your email is K Barnett.
Look, I've been called Steve, Kevin, Kenneth, Leonard. So look,
I'm sorry.
as long as it's not. No, I was just shocked that you called me by my first name. So everybody I see everybody is talking about the East Coast. Where's my West Side people at? Where are the West Coast people in here?
Man, we here, but I mean, shit, we go where the money at too.
So, can y'all see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, I sent y'all this in the email too. So this is basically a carrier interview questionnaire. So basically what y'all want to do with this is just the company name, MC number, contact, phone number, and email. So this is basically going to help you determine if you want to work with that carrier or not. And the reason I did this is because for me, when I first was doing it, I never found myself actually sitting here asking 2 carriers the same questions. And it was like kind of frustrating because I would sit here and think I'm asking one question, but damn, I forgot to ask that. So I just put in a form so you'll know exactly. And right here, I believe it's here. So right here, it's kind of giving you a general idea, like how you was just saying about Victoria, about the region you want to go into. So see the region 1 to 3 days out, like 750 miles, and then over the road. So OTR is over the road. So you kind of like get it. Now, me and Cody done talked about this a few times, and I think I'm gonna talk to a couple of people in here about it. They break even point. Because I was talking to Dusty about yesterday that a lot of these carriers don't get it. How much you need to break even? You're yelling $3 a mile, but it may you only might need $250 a day to run your business.
So they don't know the break even.
No, half of them no, never.
Which is why we're gonna not do the per mile thing. Not supposed to do the per mile, or shouldn't do the per mile.
I mean, you could do per mile, but when they're sitting here saying $3 a mile, you're gonna be sitting here. Let me give you an example. I'm gonna go to the load board. When you're looking for $3 a mile, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that. You may get that 3 to 5 times out the month. So let me go here. So we're gonna pick we're gonna go anywhere. We're gonna do both. We're gonna do 53. I put 48,000 to brighten it, to stretch it out some. So I will hit search. So see here. Now this one here. So this right here, this seems like a lot, don't it? This 8,000. But look here, see, this is a team load. And this is, see, this is a team load, round trip power only team. So a team load is 2 drivers. So basically what this is saying that truck should never stop. So they need, that truck should keep going. So when you see something pricey like that, or you see this VM, that stands for van team. So that's a team load. So let me give you an example. So they want $3 a mile, right? So look, this is $25.91 and this is 4,000. So I'm gonna go over here to, I'm gonna go right here to the 1, 2, 3 load board. And I'm gonna do the profit calculator. So you can actually see exactly how much that is. So how many miles was that? 25.91. 25.91. And they paying 4,000, right? So you see that? That's only $1.54. So you see how much they spending in fuel? And then you see with the factoring fee and the dispatching fee, that's 400 coming out. So now after all that comes out, you see how much there is per mile?
71 cents. Oh.
And then this is what they're coming home with after 4,000. So that right there. So see, that's what I'm saying. When they talking about they want $3 a mile. So you have to kind of like weigh it out. But something like this, for this many miles, for this amount, no. That's no. That doesn't even make sense. That broker need to be out of business. So even this is not bad, but it's not the greatest either. But it's something to get them. It's something to get them halfway to where they at. So at least they still at 3,000. But you need to try to put something else with that to stretch that out some. Because if this is the only load that they have, this is a bad load. But if you know you got another load that's going to be added with this, that's a good load. So you have to try to piece stuff together. So as a dispatcher, you have to be like a problem solver. You're going to be everything. You're going to be everything. You're going to be a counselor, a pastor, a babysitter. You're going to be everything to them. So you you literally gonna have to try to put stuff together because they're gonna see something like this and be like, oh man, that's 2/3. Oh well. But then if you got something else added on to that, so let's say you got one that's added for another 4,000. So now they at 10 grand. So you can actually, so let's say they got another 4,000 and you added 3,500 miles onto it. So they got 10 grand. So now that's a little bit better. They're happy. And then they're at 6 grand.
Oh, okay.
So now you don't put something else with it. So now it done broke it down. So they damn near at $3 a mile total, which is great for them.
Okay.
But when you got something like that, like let's say you go to Florida, prime example, you can take a driver to Florida, but then coming out, you're lucky if you get $600
Right.
coming up out of there, but you went into Florida with 21. So you at least want to try to get another grand. So places like that, you don't want to go there.
Exactly.
So you try to, starting off, try to map yourself, like give yourself a day ahead. So that's why it's very important for y'all to talk to the brokers, and the brokers that you're going to work with is going to actually be able to guide you through that and build a lane for you. Like Andy is going to build a lane for you. He's going to help you build that lane. He's going to help you do all of that. So kind of like have a general idea where you want to send that driver and where that driver where you want to kind of send that driver to. Because you don't want to send him too far out, but it still have to make sense. Because remember, at the end of the day, whatever you do, you getting money off of that. So as a dispatcher, I do 7%. So that's $700 just off of this load for me by myself. But then I always add in the factoring fee, which I know is 10%. I mean 3%. So my 7, they're 3. That's 10%.
Right.
So that's another 1,000 coming out.
Right.
So now, I would present this. This is how I would present this to that carrier. Like, look, I got 2 loads right now. It's like 3,500 miles. After your expenses and everything come out, you're going to be at $6,610.50. But I still going to have to find you something else coming up out of when you drop that last load. So you may be up at 9,000 to 10,000 when this is all said and done. So about the time you get to the crib, you either be at 10 or 1150. They're like, oh, hell yeah, let's do it. So this is a way you kind of like train them and steer them away from being stuck on $3 a mile or better.
Okay.
So don't give me, I don't want to do how much per mile. I mean, how much per mile? You tell me how much you need per week. And they're saying that they need 7,000, 8,000 a week. I done got you 11,000. So I don't need to hear nothing from you.
Exactly.
And if you tired, hell, take the next couple of days off.
Yeah. With 11,000, you can do that.
Yeah. So take the next couple of days off. But when you're sitting here trying to find $3 loads and everything, you're going to probably be moving like maybe 3 days a week. I mean, not a week, but 3 to 5 times a month.
Can I snap this so I can like kind of study this? Would you mind? Just this piece that on the low board. Just to
Yeah, and
study.
honestly, $3 a mile is not always cracked up to be. So let me give you an example. I will show you some $3 loads and they wasn't paying anything.
Right. Oh my God, it moved out my way. Oh,
So
wow.
like right here, where is that? See, here we go right here. This is $3.60 a mile. But look, it's only $8.50.
Where are you? Oh, right. Okay.
And then look at this one. This is $3.32 a mile. It's only $9.50. But then look at this. This is $3.21. 500, 370, 500. Look at this one, $4.12, $800. I had one in here that was paying $11
Per mile,
per mile.
but it wasn't really a big amount when they
No, it
made
wasn't
it.
going nowhere. It wasn't going anywhere. I mean, look at this one. This one is $5.88. Look at that, $400.
So I'm curious, we talk about this quite often. What actually dictates? I mean, I know it's based off of mileage and so much, but in your perspective, what dictates a decent run? Or a
This
decent
takes a decent run. For me, what this takes a decent run is, let me give you an example. This one here is $11.03, and they only paid $375. So what this takes a good run. So this right here will dictates a good run for me. So you see here, this is 803 miles, and this is $3.49. It paid $2,800. So I'm looking for stuff like that because I'm trying to stay under 1,000 miles, but still trying to get the biggest payout.
So your threshold mileage wise is under 1,000, but slightly above. Oh, we'll say between 500 and 800.
Right. So anything between under 1,000 and you can get 2,000 or better for that load, that's a damn good run. So on here, let me show you right here, and I'll show you an awful run, but there was a reason for that run. Where is it?
Hey Keith, how many miles can a driver do in one day?
In one day, Cody, you want to answer that?
I was
Dusty?
gonna say that depends
4,000.
on how many hours they have
In one day?
period.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah, okay. So say for instance, your driver can do 65 miles an hour. Okay, so ideally, 65 miles an hour, you got 11 hours to drive. You should be able to do
About 600.
650, right? To 7, right? But you know what I'm saying, you got variables. So I like to stick to 620. But that's if everything go perfect.
So see, Melissa, these are actual truck drivers, so I couldn't even answer that. I only can go by hearsay because the driver will tell me anything, but in reality, I don't know if they're going by the law or not.
When you mix in all the
Okay.
variables of the traffic, the weather,
Mm-hmm.
everything mixed in, a good 10-hour day is going to give that driver anywhere between 600, 650 if he gets lucky with the traffic, 675.
And question, just to segue off of what you guys are saying, doesn't your hours of operation kind of play a factor into that as well?
Yes, it does.
Versus driving at night versus day?
Yes, it does. It's all part of the variables that can change so much.
I would say ideally.
Ideally.
Going through New York, think you finna do 65 miles an hour. Ain't gonna happen. But if you would like say, well, in Kansas on 40, you know what I'm saying, you can do that. But ideally at 65 miles per hour, you're supposed to be able to get, 650 miles in 10 hours. A truck will have 11 hours of drive time, but you have to, you know what I'm saying, there's so many variables to that. But for say for instance, you have a dedicated lane. I would not book nobody a dedicated lane for no more than 540 miles drive time daily. Because if you book somebody at 600 miles daily, you're not taking consideration the time it takes to get loaded, unloaded, and then you gotta drive like a super trucker without stopping to get there.
So it sounds like 400 is more realistic to me. It seems like 450.
I mean, 400 is what, 7-8 hours of drive time. So you still got 3 hours of drive time with room. but your clock still give you like 5 more hours of wiggle room. But ideally, when you're dealing with 600 miles, your drive time ain't but 11 hours. You got a 14-hour window,
Right.
but your drive time ain't but 11 hours. So if you stuck for 2 hours in traffic, then you shut down from being able to do 600 to 400 and something like you said. So yeah,
Where
400 is more ideally, but like I said, I wouldn't do no more than 500 something on a dedicated route every day.
So has any of you either one of you two ever had to use at least 10 and a half? I know you got to get a half-hour break or something before your 11 hours is up. Was able to utilize at least 9 to 10 hours in one day? Like
I had a lot of days that I was doing 10 and a half, 10:45.
you were able to
and-
utilize your whole, okay. Yeah, and then you had to take that long break.
Yeah, it's not a desire to go the full 11 hours. It's
Right.
This the
also
problem.
not a good thing.
Okay, say for instance, you pick up a load at 8 o'clock in the morning,
Mhm.
and you got to get there at 8 o'clock in the morning delivery. That's a 24-hour window, right? So if it's 620 miles away, you got 11 hours that you must be driving, whether you like it or not. You got to be driving. Now, in order for you to get there, you got to add them 10 hours because he's gonna have to do a reset if he can't get there. If he can't get there within them 11 hours, so that's 11 plus 10. That's 21 hours already. We ain't even talked about how long it took to get loaded and unloaded.
Exactly.
So that's why I said I don't like to do 600. Don't have no driver trying to do 600 miles a day, because that's like running him like a robot.
And that's exactly what the company was doing to me, and I just couldn't do it anymore.
And then on top of that, if you try to stay compliant with your log, your 80 or your 70-hour log, ideally, you really don't want to be on the clock no more than 8 hours a day, because then you're gonna have to do a reset.
Is it possible that you guys could do like 7-hour load, or within that day, and take that little bit of time to finish up when you
It
get back?
depends on dry time and unload time. So now we're dealing with how long it takes for us to get loaded, unloaded.
Yeah.
Whether it's a job
That's
and
the
hook,
thing.
whether it's traffic, whether it's weather. There's so many variables, and it seems like all the laws always fall back on the driver and nobody else. So we got elite laws now. So elite laws tracking us, whether we go 2 miles in the parking lot, they put us on drive time. So it's a lot of variables to the trucker. So the more you understand the trucker, the more you understand how to run them. But ideally, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, just they'll tell you how they run. But like as far as miles in a day, ideally, 650, 620. But realistically, it's like 540, 540, on the average.
And I'm going to agree with everything he just said. He just said it a lot better than what I could have.
I swear I love this because I just went to the washroom and nobody even knew I was gone, and I love it.
We all knew you were gone. We were asking where you went. You just didn't answer.
You're right. You're right. So here, D, here's a load that paid $30 a mile, and see, only paid 600. But then I found I had one on here that was real low. Like this one here, it paid 24 cents a mile, but it only paid $100 because I needed a trailer. So they paid me to take the trailer. So there, you have to basically kind of like, you'll know a good load. See, like this one here, this was awful, but I need to get him from where he was at to somewhere else. And this was paying $7.50. But you see, it was only 97 cents.
Was that coming out of Florida?
Actually, believe it or not, it was coming out of Texas.
Oh, wow.
But there was it was 2 other loads that he had to go pick up. So that's what that was.
Wow.
Am I reading that correctly? You had a power only on here? Where'd it go?
Right
It's
here.
up.
No, I think it was above that.
It's up.
Oh, which one? This one?
Yeah, power only 254. Yeah, that was the one I was looking at as I set up. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he only went 215 miles.
Yeah. But you got to also remember too, a lot of these loads are coming directly from the broker. So these are relationships that was built up with the brokers. Some of these loads is not on the load board. So
Right.
these are loads that I'm calling the broker saying, hey, what you got? Because remember, these brokers have they have their best loads for people they know that they can trust and put, send out there to do load compared to what they put on the load board. It's not they don't care about them, but it's not really, if they lose that account, it really won't damage them compared to if they they put a Walmart on that load board or a freaking Target on the load board and it don't get picked up or it get damaged or something, that can ruin them because that's their bread and butter. So it's best to have relationship with brokers all the way out the door. So yeah, there's loads on here. And Dusty, this is the TMS system.
Yeah, I did notice that. I wasn't going to say anything in the beginning, but I was quite impressed to see that you are actually using the one you suggested me over to.
Oh yeah. I can't tell you to use one and I'm not using it. That's insane. That's like me telling you to taste the fried turkey and I ain't eat none of it. And I'm asking you, how was it? No. No, everything that I'm using, you're going to be using. Everybody that I come in contact with, you come in contact with. So all my contacts is your contacts. And there is no, well, I'm keeping this to myself. And Cody is a prime example. I give Cody the number, he called him directly, and then they'll send me an email. Hey, yeah, spoke to Cody, real great guy. And, the same people I use, you're going to use. Because I can't show you something and then I'm using something else like, oh, well, I don't use that system. Oh, wow. Well, I don't know nothing about that. No.
Well, I do appreciate this. I really do. And I've kept quiet for the majority of this because my aspect for all of this today has been, I need to learn.
We all here learning. You see?
So I'm assuming, again, just listening, you've come from the front end of this business as opposed to the back end.
Dusty?
Oh, I used to drive. I've driven.
Okay, so you went in through the front door instead of the back door.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Okay, y'all, hold on. Y'all keep talking. Hold on.
So Dusty, how long have you been driving at first?
Just over 20 years.
Oh, wow, that's a long time. And Cody? How about you?
Just
Cody?
over, just over 6-ish.
Right.
I was laughing because he just said just over 20 years. Like, that ain't nothing. 2 decades. That's all. One score. One little score. That's all.
All right, I'm back. So, Dusty, I was telling you about the lane data and how that works. So see with this TMS, see right here. So see, you can see power only. Then you'll see the broker and its convoy. So, and then see everything up here is color coordinated for you.
That's nice to see.
So you can come in here. You're looking for a step deck, broker, how much it paid. You can get in contact with that particular carrier. So right here, C.H. Robinson. You're looking for a drive-in, C.H. Robinson. This the load itself. So that's a drive-in. and you just pull up. So it'll pull it up right there for you, where that particular van is. And oh wow, look at that, Be More. We were just talking about Baltimore. Look at that. Wow. So you see here, it tell you, and you can call C.H. Robinson, see if they got any more loads coming up out of Baltimore.
Yeah, so I'm over here, wherever Costco is.
Then you see a flatbed hot shot. Oh, well, I didn't know they did that. Well, damn.
Ooh, 2,700. How many miles is that going?
Who the hell got that one?
See, Keith, you done
Wow.
fucked around. See, you done fucked around. Look at your ass. See,
Oh my God.
see, and see the see.
Where was-
So
there.
I'm messing with Keith because the last time him and I did this, he was doing the same shit that he doing off to the right, looking. Yeah, looking. Instead of showing, he looking and he said, "Oh, I might have to jump on this D." I was like, "I bet you is."
Oh my God. 2,700?
See,
Yeah, okay, but I that's just once in a lifetime with a hot shot.
Who's that 2,700 going to Alabama?
It was a hot shot.
It was a hot shot. Here's another one for 1,200. And this in West Virginia.
Like they make good money. on it. Do pretty good
Is
load.
it places? Oh Lord.
Yeah. Now I did find, for those that want to do hot shots, I have came in contact with a broker that do have hot shots. Hot shot loads. So I did come
Well,
across
sir,
one.
I want to put my hands in a little bit of everything, so I'm just patiently waiting for you, sir.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually, for those that want to do a hot shot, I do have his number for the hot shot. And before we end tonight, I'm gonna put it in there for you can take his number down and just inquire about what he may have.
Okay.
Yeah, I still got my hot shots, man. I ain't signed up no new hot shots, so I still got my hot shots. I got about 5 of them.
All right, so I'm gonna give you the number. I'm sending you put the number in there for y'all. Cause this dude here, he said they get hot shots all the time. So Dusty, this is how you will find your loads and without you have to go to the load board. So you can actually use this as a reference, a cross reference for you.
Oh, believe me, I'm watching everything you're doing right now.
So then here, like here go a box truck
2,100.
for a box truck. Jesus, and that's actually 10%. So that's $210. Damn.
Is there a way we can play around in this right here? Like until we actually up and out?
Up in here? No, this is an add-on. You have to get the
Okay,
system
that's the
to
add-on.
get it. Yep, this the add-on.
Okay.
Yeah, your best thing is to play around with them load boards.
Yeah. Oh, this is not bad. This is a reefer load, 2,300 from New Jersey to Georgia.
Macon, Georgia, baby. That's right up the street.
So yeah, so see, these are pretty much how you would find loads and everything. Then here, so this is Dusty, the button I was telling you about, the load board button. So you can
Was that
actually,
your dad? Or which one of those load boards was that you were using? Because I know it's one of yours. Which one?
no, that was that was the lane data.
Oh, that was lane data.
It was lane data, 3.0 lane data. So I can actually just click on truck stop from here.
Can you link that into the TMS as well, or no? Is that separate?
No, that's actually stuff that they can add on to your TMS system.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
So they can add you can actually have your TMS system customized to however you want. And
Pretty much did. It's pretty much mimicking yours.
that's, I was just about to say, that's what Adrian and Cody did. So they, and
did.
Big Daddy.
It's a
Actually,
carbon copy.
yeah, so when you told dispatcher, all you have to say is, I want the Keith TMS system.
But
And
they
then
still
he's,
load boards up there though.
I just talk to them tomorrow. I got to talk to them tomorrow anyway. So I would get in touch with him tomorrow about it.
So I have a quick question for you. I'm going to
Yes.
interrupt here. I was watching you do this earlier, and I'm looking at the screen again right now, and I see you got the 53-foot van at 48,000 pounds. I didn't catch why you did that. I'm presuming it's because maybe you have it set for anyone who maybe has the spread axles.
Well, the reason I do that is because I just stretch it out to get to see more loads.
Okay.
Because whenever you put those filters in, it's going to give you just that amount of whatever you're looking for. So you put 45,000 pounds in there, it's going to be like 45 and then under. So I try to stretch it out to 48,000. I'm not going to do a $48,000 pound load, but that's just something for me to get there.
It opens up to show you everything on the board. That's
Yep.
what I'm understanding. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Question. Do you guys mind if I take off now and go to bed? It's like 10 o'clock here.
Yep.
Oh, wait, let me ask this. What time is class over tonight? Or we have homework or something?
Oh, just study your back office.
Okay.
I don't mind. I feel like you've been a party pooper, if you ask me.
You say what, Cody?
I said, I do not mind. I think she's been a party pooper.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I've been up since 6:30. I've been up since 6:30.
I just,
Yep.
My
okay,
grandson.
okay.
Well, whatever
We'll
you
give it a
miss,
pass tonight.
whatever you miss, Victoria, I got it. I'm recording it. So
Oh, thank you. And Cody,
Uh-huh.
I have a grandson, Cody, who I deal with.
you too, Tia. So whatever you need, I got it's being recorded, so I can send it to you.
Oh, thank you. Well, you
Yep.
guys have a great night and talk to
Okay.
you soon.
You're welcome,
Bye.
Tia. Bye bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Regina, don't you got to get ready for work?
I don't know how to cut this off. Cody.
It's time for me to get ready for dinner.
Keith, don't I have to get the information from you from a driver?
In the morning. Yep.
Okay, do I need to call you?
Yep.
What time?
I'll be up early.
What's early? You know I'm Central Standard Time and you 2 hours back.
Well, he's in Mississippi, so let's call me at 5. So that's 7 your time.
Okay, 7 a.m. I will do.
Yep. So Cody, I'm finna give you his number.
Okay.
Anyone else want it? It's right here for you.
What number you can give me?
This is the number to the hot shot guy.
Oh no, I don't do no hot shots.
Where is right here, sir? I see no number.
I'm typing it now.
Oh, okay.
You know,
What's the number? I don't see it.
I'm typing it now, y'all. There we go.
Oh, sorry. I see it. Thank you.
Wait
Yes.
a minute. Hold up. I'm tripping. Rose, you still here?
I've been here this whole. Everybody been here. You just ain't paid attention to your screen. Everybody been muted. But we all.
No, I'm looking at Rose is still here. Rose normally got a million questions for me. I'm hurt.
No, because I remember this from when I had,
Oh,
the training
okay.
last year.
Oh, okay.
I just need to practice TMS.
Okay.
Hey, Keith, this class is a lot livelier than mine.
Yeah. I mean, this class is actually people that are actually serious about doing it.
Yeah, I see. I see.
And that's what I like, because it's helping me build up the skills to actually be able to take this show on the road.
You didn't send me that thing to look at.
Oh, it's still being worked on. It's a little things here and there. I got you.
Okay, because I gotta call Miss Tina.
Okie doke.
Yeah, she's one of the guards. So I gotta call her first, and then we work it out to meet with the warden.
Okay. Yeah, I think this will help them a lot. I really think this is something that will actually help a lot. So
it will.
So I'm really kind of eager to even give that a try.
I have a question, Keith.
Yes.
Look at how excited you got.
What's
Oh,
up?
I think when was it? I don't know if you remember the time when you had I think you did a screen share and you had put the system into our computer.
Yeah, that you talking about when we was doing the when everybody was going under the last year when everybody was going into
The
DAT power.
yes, sir, that's the one. Are you
Yeah.
still? Is that still available? No.
No, that actually the program that was there, it wasn't getting enough traffic, so they faded it out.
Oh, okay. So now we all have to get it, our
Yep.
own account and everything, right?
Mhm. Yep.
And
But
which one do you
there,
recommend again?
I mean, I would recommend power,
Power, okay.
but if you don't have no drivers and right now, or you just got one or two drivers, I would actually just say use DAT Truckers Edge for now. Because if you can't, if your money ain't right for power, don't try to spend all your money on
Yes.
trying to get the most. You can always upgrade.
Okay.
You can always upgrade because you're not gonna actually be using too much of the blow boards because you're gonna be dealing directly with brokers. So you're not gonna have to really be calling the low boards like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and another thing too, like, I mean, if you're on your computer, then you'll be able to see the benefits. But like with me, man, I do everything on my cell phone, and the app is the same regardless. You got the 150, 250, or the 40. You ain't gonna be able to get the benefits on the phone. And I just use a low board. I don't use all the extra features. So if you use those features, then that's something to consider. But if you just use low board, then ain't no need to spend no money on that extra stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I had before, the Trucker's Edge one.
Yeah. You can
Say 1,
just
2, 3 load
honestly,
board.
yep, you can honestly just use that.
Okay.
Because you don't need to spend that money if you don't have it to spend, don't spend it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I won't.
So.
Okay.
I got a quick question since everyone's
Thank you.
mentioning 1, 2, 3 load board. What is the cost for 1, 2, 3 load board a month?
I recommend the 55, but if you go directly to 1, 2, 3 load board, you get a 10-day trial. I have a 30-day free trial for you, and I can just send you that link. And when you're ready for that 1, 2, 3 load board, but the thing about 1, 2, 3 load board is, and to be honest with you, their loads, and I'm just being straight up, their loads suck. But I mean, I'm just being real. Their loads suck, but they have other little features here and there that you can actually use that would make up for the weak loads that they have on there. But tomorrow, I actually is going to be talking to Total Dispatcher, and I'm gonna, because they want me to see what needs to be improved. I want to try to take some of the things from 1, 2, 3 load board and see if they can implement it into Total Dispatcher.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fantastic. I really like the part where you had pulled up the I want to call it the calculator.
The profit calculator.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. So, and then too, like here, y'all still can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like here too with 1, 2, 3 load board. This is something that I like a lot. So you can actually come in here and you can go here to like the rate check. So let's say you're doing the load from Atlanta to, let's say, Dallas. You can, and it's a drive-in. It will give you the rates, what these rates should be. So in a perfect world, this is where you want to try to get this, but this is the average, but this is the low. So you're gonna you're not gonna ask for no damn $12 a mile, but you know, go like, I would say like $4 a mile. They say no, which 9 times out of 10 they're gonna say anyway. Just go here. This is where you want to be at. You want to be right here. But this is where you will only settle. You will only settle for that. And then they'll break it down for you. Now, they do have one feature on here that is really cool. This is the load planner. Now, with this, you can actually sit here and plan your carry out for the whole week. So let me show you. Like, let's say tomorrow to next Wednesday. And we're going to go from Atlanta to Atlanta. And we're going to do 53. We're going to do 48. We're going to try to do, let's say, 5 trips. So it's going to calculate and build a route for me. So it would literally sit here and build a route for me.
This is a feature I'm definitely liking.
But I want to try to see if they can put the calculator, the profit calculator in, and if they can put a rate check in there, and if they can do those things, then that would be like the ideal TMS system.
Mhm.
And
Why don't
Dusty,
you
before
just-
you leave, I want to show you something else too.
Why don't you just get with a developer, Keith, and just really go all out and design the shit yourself and copyright it and call it a day?
Well, actually, no, actually, it's kind of funny because one, I don't know if y'all remember when Brian, when they did the TMS, when they
Yeah,
did the
I was here with you when we did it last year.
so actually Brian is leaving and Jay, the owner, asked me if I wanted to partner up with him and buy him out.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Awesome.
So
What
I'm
you
trying
mean
to,
buy out? Like you gonna be?
huh?
What you mean buy out? Like you gonna give your ideas with them?
No, the Brian is actually leaving. So
Leaving what?
leaving the Total Dispatcher. So he's the creator, he's the tech person with the Total Dispatcher, but he don't want to do it anymore. So Jay asked me if I wanted to, and me and Jay buy Brian out. So I would be part owner of Total Dispatcher.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah,
So that
'cause
means if we
I
you
like,
give some basically,
I got
if
some
we
ideas with them because I got some ideas with them because they cool, but like from a dispatcher's perspective, it's a lot of things that they missing.
Oh yeah, it's a lot, but it's better than some of the other ones that's out here.
Oh, they one of the best because the other ones they try to be all over the place. They try to cater to the broker
Exactly.
and the
Yeah.
owner, and it's a learning curve. And by the time you sit down, man, if you got ADHD like I do, man, 10
So,
minutes you out of there.
so as you see, I just built a whole route for a carrier.
Exactly. So yeah, they're on the way. One of the things I suggest is like it's just eliminate a lot of those tabs. Like some of that stuff you can just have on one
can you go back to
page.
that?
Okay. You want me to go back?
Yep.
Load
So
planner.
basically, he just started out in Atlanta, spent 2 days in Florida, and I think 2 days in Texas.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna go tomorrow. Here. So yep.
Then I think it said his daily was 354.
A day, yep. Hammond, Indiana. Nope, I want this one. And we're gonna do, yeah, why not? So I just did a whole load, a whole route. And he only did like 100 miles of deadhead total.
So one, two. So basically a week worth of work. That's what, 5 different stops, maybe 6 that I'm looking at here or more.
The greens are stops. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 stops. But
4
you
stops.
see your deadhead, 21
Nine.
miles, 44 miles, 30 miles, a deadhead.
Yeah, my total deadhead is less than 100 miles, literally.
Exactly.
By 1 mile. But at the end of the day, with only 100 miles of deadhead and a total of we'll say 2,300 miles, just to round up, I've just made 4,500.
Yeah.
And that's only 4 stops. And
Mhm.
I'm back home in Georgia at the end of this road trip.
Exactly. You see it, Dusty?
But that's a whole week,
Yeah.
right? That's a whole week.
Basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, a whole week.
No, I need more than that.
Well, you got to remember too, Melissa, you got your downtime in there.
Okay.
So remember, you
that's-
got downtime in there too.
That's the total revenue after the expenses, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, got
Still
you,
not
got
bad,
you.
yeah.
Okay.
I was clearing that up so because I was agreeing with her that that's 4,500 a week is nothing unless it's after expenses.
Yep.
Okay.
But she must be
That's
talking about
probably double.
driver.
Huh?
She must be talking about she need more than that because she got a driver. Because owner operator versus a carrier that has a driver, then you might need a little bit more than that.
But the driver would be cool with that. 4,500 for a week after all their expenses. That's good. You guys happy with that? The drivers.
I mean, I said every person is different. So like,
Right.
if you got an owner operator, the operator might be happy with that. But if you got a carrier, they got to pay for a driver to do that.
Yeah,
then,
that ain't nothing. That's crappy because remember, they getting 25% of that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, standard is 25%. Sometimes you can do it basically depends on what you want to give them. But you want to try to keep a driver around, you want to be in that range of 25. Just to keep him happy. Just to keep him happy. So Dusty, here's another thing I want to show you before we end the night. So here, you will see. So the driver will upload the BOL to me. So this is how I would do a load. So let me show you exactly the 4. So once I get the Raycon, I would fill all this out. And then I will upload the Raycon.
Okay.
So once I hit submit, it's going to come over here. So once it comes over here, this is what it's going to look like. So when the driver is finished with the load, he will actually take a picture in his phone. And I'll get a notification letting me know that this load was completed.
Fantastic.
Now, he can also, he would do his check calls. So when he do his check calls, I would get to see his check calls. So I would view the load. So he would do his check call. When he do a check call from his phone, it's going to let me know and it's going to let the broker know exactly where he's at. Now, as far as me knowing I will get an alert. The driver will get an alert. Everybody will get an alert about this load. So this is what it looks like when the load is completed. So when I add a load, this is what happens. So this is what the driver sees, just like this, and he get an email. And right here, you see this is the Raycon.
I'm still following you.
Now, once the load is completed, the driver would let me know that, hey, he completed the load, he signed it, he uploaded the POD, proof of delivery. Now, when he do his check call, this is what happens. This is what it looks like when he does his check call. So it's a little button on his phone from the TMS. He just hit that. It's gonna let me know exactly where he's at. So see, it's right here. And let me know exactly what time it was sent.
Sweet.
So now, that's pretty much it on that end. And then if I have a driver that's actually submitted, so let me show you here real quick. So let me say I got a driver that's filling out the form. So let me go to the website real quick. So I'll just tell the carriers to go to the website and fill it out. So once they come here, they would fill this out and they will upload these documents that I need. The MC, certificate of insurance, W-9. They will upload that to me. And once they upload it, it actually comes directly into my TMS system. So here, see the TMS system letting me know that this person onboarded. So I can just come here and look and see what he did. He signed it. So now I will just come here to double check, make sure he signed everything. Now, once he does that, he will actually go into my carrier list. So the way I got mine set up is when a new carrier come in, I have it pending approval. So why I have it like this is because when they submit their paperwork and they're over here, I have to take all this information that they sent me, all of this, I have to take all of this and take it in and add them as a new carrier. That's a waste of time. So I had them do it this way to where this carrier is already here. So see, he automatically in there. Only thing he's waiting on is for me to activate him. And that's it. I don't have to go back and forth with trying to put everything from the submission part over here. So he's already set up. That's all I have to do. Once I do that, I hit approve. We're good to go.
Nice.
The first time that they send over the insurance certificate, it doesn't have the RMIS added the first time.
No, you normally you have to tell them, look, I need you to add RMIS, because normally all they have is like the majority of the time is nobody added as a certificate holder, because remember, you're dealing with brand new carriers that really don't know too much and nothing.
Okay.
So remember, they're learning just as much as you.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool, because with new carriers, you can kind of like mold them and train them the way you want it to be.
Right.
It's almost like when you get a brand new puppy, you can train that puppy to go outside or go on a pad, but you go get a dog from the shelter, it's already set in their ways and they're going to do what they want to do. So it's kind of like that, because you get somebody that's been doing it for like 7 months to a year, they're almost kind of like set in their ways.
Right.
like where they want to go, what they want to do, and you're like, wait a minute, hold up, this ain't how this works. So these are the ways that how you do it. Any other questions, anyone?
I'm done with questions for the night.
All right.
I've got just one more, and I'll probably talk to you sometime tomorrow, Keith, but basically
Okay.
everything that you just showed us here as far as different load boards and the different features, you're trying to have that all implemented into this TMS system, correct?
Well, just the like the profit calendar calculator, the rate check, and I mean honestly, probably, I mean, you got the weather already in here. So you got the weather. You got the weather here. You got the traffic controller, where you can actually pull up the cameras, the traffic cameras everywhere. So you can actually come in here and pull up the traffic cameras. So you can come in here. I can actually come in here and pull up traffic cameras. So, I mean, really, it ain't too much more I can really add to mine. So see, I can actually pull up the traffic cameras. So I can actually see what the traffic is like anywhere.
Okay.
Hey, Keith, is it free for drivers to get on that RMIS system, or is there like a monthly fee for them to do that?
Well,
You
the
know?
drivers don't go on there. It's for the brokers. That's
Oh,
for the
got you.
brokers.
I see.
This is like the brokers platform. That's the brokers platform.
Yes, okay, okay.
Yep, that's something for the brokers. Now, when you start becoming a broker and start studying to be the brokers, then that's something that you would add, because this is a way for you to save on getting paperwork from dispatchers and carriers.
Okay. Because we got it when we get the driver, we want them to already be in RMIS, but like a lot of them aren't. So
Right. They just got to add RMIS as a certificate holder. That's all.
got you. Okay.
And once they do that, you can set them up with any broker that uses an RMIS. And it's easier to make that one phone call and have them add it with RMIS. And then you, like tonight, I just literally set him up with all those carriers. So I can set somebody else up tomorrow night or over the weekend, and you're good. Come Monday morning, they on the road.
Okay.
So you want to try to save as much time as you can when you're dealing with new carriers, because normally what I found out is when you're dealing with new carriers, one, their trucks are not the best. Two, they're still trying to get certain things. So some may not even have straps yet. So now that's another thing that you got to try to go get. You got to tell them to get straps. You may want to tell them to get a couple of load bars. So there's going to constantly be something that they need to get, but at the same time, you want to try to make it easier for you along the way.
Got it.
Yep. So yeah, that's it. I guess we will continue this next week.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Keith.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks,
You're welcome. Oh, and next week, I think we're gonna have I think it's gonna be Rylan from Coyote, the broker from Coyote. Rylan.
Okay.
So he's gonna come and talk to everybody and have your questions and ask those those key questions like, what do you look for with a load, and how do I get those premium loads from you? What is going to take for my driver to get a dedicated lane? You know, pick his brain.
Okay.
So the more you get from him, the more you look more attractive to a
How you
carrier.
doing? Y'all finna go cook? Y'all finna throw down. No, I'm good. No, I just ate a whole bunch of candy. I'm good. I'm hyped up. Go ahead.
So that's when, you know, you pick that broker's brain, because they may have some loads. I know for a fact, Rylan, Andy, Troy from those brokers, they have these loads that nobody else even know about. So you want to set yourself up to get those loads from them.
Right.
So pick their brains. Don't be on the sideline, sitting on your hands. Ask every question you can, because that one question you may ask may be your gateway to telling your job to kiss your you know what.
Oh, yes.
So remember, closed mouth don't get fed.
Hey, I did that.
He's there to answer these questions and for you to ask questions. So pick his brain. Ask him about those dedicated lanes. Ask him like, hey, I need these premium loads. How do I get these LG loads from you? What do my carrier need to do? What I need to bring to the table? You know, because the information you get from him, you can relay that back to a carrier that's kind of like on the fence.
Right.
And you want to try to seal that deal. And the more brokers you talking to and you getting that information from, the more you can pick that carrier. Oh, you're not sure about this? Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me just make this one call. You can call a broker while he's on the phone and get that, and that broker would tell it to him. And then that carrier is like, oh man, yeah, let's do it. And see how quick they send that paperwork back to you. It works. I mean, I just literally show y'all today. I got an email from them about loadout trailers. I sent it over to the factoring company. Within 20 minutes, they're sending me a carrier. Hey, we got a carrier right here for you. Well, damn. It took me longer to order a pizza than it did for them to sit here and send me a carrier. So you gotta pick these people's brains. They're here to answer questions. Don't be scared to ask no questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question.
All right.
So for everybody that's all my people that I know that's gonna be calling me in a few minutes and calling me in the morning, my phone line is up and I'll be waiting on y'all calls.
Can I call you in a few minutes? I just got a quick something
Miss
for
Betty,
you.
Miss Betty, if it ain't you,
Yeah.
Rose, it's gonna be one of y'all first kicking it off.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna call you because I just got Miss Rose. Can you just give me 5 minutes of this time? I just gotta let him know something right quick, okay?
I don't even think she heard you.
Okay. Well, I just need to call you in about 5 minutes, and we'll be okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna call you tomorrow, Keith.
Okay.
Okay.
All righty. Good night, everybody, and I'll see y'all next week.
Good night, Keith.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.